Good afternoon, Mower Medic 1. I got a treat for you today. We have a 150cc dune buggy, go-kart, whatever you call it, made by Twister Hammerhead. Pretty neat little unit. I work on quite a few of these. Four-wheel disc brakes, master cylinder, gas pedal, horns. It's actually got blinkers. The only thing it's missing is a windshield wipers, and a license plate, and you can make this thing street legal. But customer has been setting up and got out of storage, and says it won't run or won't start. And basically, he's replaced the exciter, the ignition, coil, and all kinds of goodies. Of course, I'll have to go back and make sure he's hooked up everything right, but first thing we're going to do is check for spark. Let's see if we got some spark. I'm going to turn the motor over. I hooked my spark tester up. I've got it set to about 50,000 volts. We'll see if we got spark. I concur, we have good spark. I went ahead and installed a new spark plug just to be fresh on that end of it. Good ignition, good spark plug. We'll just see if it'll just crank. Maybe we'll get lucky. No luck. Got to diagnose further. Next step, I'm going to remove the air filter air box assembly. Once you get the air box off, it'll give you a straight shot to the carburetor. I can now I'm going to squirt a little carburetor cleaner in there and just see if it'll pop off. What I did by squirting carburetor cleaner in the carburetor, I did three things. I checked for spark, which I already did. You can check for spark, you can check the mechanical integrity of the engine, and you can add a fuel supply. You have those three things, and the engine should run. But anyway, basically did that, and now the next step is to see if we're actually getting gas to the carburetor. Now I've got the fuel line pulled off of the carburetor. Right up here is the fuel filter, and right above that is a vacuum valve. Whenever the engine starts turning over, it creates vacuum on this line, which pulls the vacuum down, which lets the gas run out. I've got a vacuum gauge here. I'm going to pull about maybe half a pound of vacuum, and we'll see if gas runs out. If it does, the valve is good. Let's try it. Yep, got adequate fuel flow. Got a catch pan down here to catch the gas. I'd say it was good. Next step is to we'll pull the carburetor off to see what the obstruction is, or if there's an issue with the carburetor. We're going to remove the carburetor. There's nothing really else holding it on except for one clamp here. It's just a small Phillips head screw on the other side. You just loosen that up. A lot of people take the nuts off here, but I like to take the whole bracket off the carburetor so you don't have to mess with the adjustments. You just bolt it on when you get done and just undo your throttle cable right here, and it's pretty simple. Once you remove the carburetor from the engine, just kind of turn it over on its back, and we're going to take the bowl screws off. Once you get the bowl screws off, you can just take the carburetor apart. And it's just full of dirt, trash. Keep the float out of it. It's dry because the needle is stuck closed. If I can get it out. Well, there's your problem. The main mixture screws, if I can blow it out, not the mixture but the idle jet, is just completely stopped up. See if I can blow it out. Somebody's been into it because they've twisted the screw head off down in the carburetor. At this point, I either call the customer and tell them it could or could not take a kit or a rebuild, or just sell them a new carburetor and be done with it. I think I'll just sell them a carburetor. Well, I got a hold of my customer. They're okay for the new carburetor, and I didn't even read the ticket far enough. It said call if over 200, so I'm glad I called him. It's going to run about $250, one plus tax, but he's good to go with it. He's just as happier than a speckled pup under a new red wagon. Get his go-kart back going again. But anyway, I have to order the carburetor, and it'll be a couple days before I get it in, and we'll see how it goes. Well, it's Friday afternoon. I've got my unit pushed back up on the bench here. Got the new carburetor in. Comes with everything you'd need. New plug for the auto choke, all new vacuum lines, and all that good stuff. It's even got a new style fuel drain, which will make a spot for that. But let's get her put back on there and see how it runs. Well, we've got the carburetor mounted back on the engine, got the throttle cable hooked up, all the gas lines, a new fuel filter, and of course the filter came with the carburetor, and the all the vacuum lines hooked up. It may take a crank or two, but let's see if it'll fire up. Looky there. Got good idle. Smokes a little bit. Iron it down just a little bit. You're real finicky without the air filter box on there. But we'll get the air filter put back on it, and we'll take it for a test spin. Well, it runs good. We'll take it back to the shop. I'm going to make some laps over here in the baseball field. Anyway, more Medic 1. You'll have a good day. Rate, comment, subscribe. There's a like button over here. Appreciate it.